the ministry that the Lord has called us into can be interesting sometimes and also be challenging at some point. Today we are at Kawasukari at the home of Reverend Timothy Kagiri, who was ordained and soon after ordination was catapulted into chaplaincy, though he was not prepared for it, but it was chaplaincy in the police force, an area that he had to learn on the job. So let us hear the story of Reverend Kagiri, how he was able to transition from the parish to the chaplaincy and then thereafter to go back to the parish and the things that he experienced as a former businessman. So welcome to his home in Kawasukari. Mchungaji.
Hey.
Bwana
asifiwe sana mchungaji.
Uko mzima?
Tuko wazima kabisa.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
You still look young as you were when you were in the police force.
Thank you. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Reverend, thank you for welcoming us. Take a moment and introduce yourself to the viewers and then we continue.
Thank you, Daktari. I am Timothy Kagiri, and I love the Lord as my personal savior. This is my home. I stay here with my wife. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. We actually worked with you and I never got to know that you are Gedenji. So it's good to know, that. So Reverend Kagiri, could you take a moment and tell us where you were born and raised and where you went to school when you were young?
Yeah, I was born in Gatondo.
Gatondo, yes.
At least actually Gatondo North now.
Okay.
It was Ngenda location then, Nyamangara sub-location,
okay.
Bariamuhia village.
Okay.
And that is where I was born at the end of the Second World War.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I went to school there, Standard 1 in 1952. Mm-hmm. I went to Standard 1. I repeated Standard 1 because I wanted my friend to come and school with me.
Okay.
So during the examination at that time, I ran away with my mother to the market. So I failed that. 1953, I was still in Standard 1. So he came, we went together. I did what they called then CEE, Common Entrance Examination.
Okay.
In 1956, and I passed.
Yeah.
Then went to Kagiri Intermediate School in 1957. Kagiri was a little far away from Mangu. Now, primary, I was in PCA Mangu. You were there with the Reverend Gashanja.
Oh, in school with the Reverend Gashanja.
Oh, yes. Okay. We are in the same village.
Okay.
And that is where I was born. I went to Kagiri from Standard 5 to Standard 8. So I did my then KAPE, Kenya African Preliminary Examination, in 1960. Those times, the high schools were very few. And those times, the people were fighting for religion.
Yes.
As a Presbyterian, as a Protestant, you couldn't go to a Catholic school.
I know.
As a Catholic, you couldn't come to
a Protestant
school. The only Protestant high school was Thika High School. So I couldn't go to Thika High School because I think my marks did not take me there. So I repeated 1961, the same Kagiri. I still didn't get the marks. So I went to Nairobi. In 1962, I went to Form 1.
Okay.
In a Rough Bunch Academy. That was Kiano's school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The cabinet minister.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It was a good school where people were even doing Cambridge School Certificate in Form 3 and passed. So up to 1965 when I did my Cambridge School Certificate. because of the of the things that time, I couldn't go on because I had to take care of my siblings. Things were very difficult at that time, not like these days.
Yes.
And so I got a job as a teacher.
Yes.
An untrained teacher.
Okay.
1966, 67.
Okay.
I taught in a school called Liberal College. I taught Form 1, Form 2 there. Then up to 1968 middle. Then I got a better job. My teaching job was giving me 375 shillings per month. I got a better job of being a salesman, which was giving me 400 shillings.
Okay.
So I left and joined the salesmanship. Then I stayed there. My boss was an Indian. And that company was owned by some politicians. So the Indian taught me a lot, taught me all that I needed to do. Import, export, typing, that time.
Yes.
So within about 6 months, I knew everything.
Okay.
And I was doing the job myself. So the Indian did not come.
Okay.
He was coming to open and then go. So in about a year's time, my bosses came and they did not find my boss. Now the immediate supervisor.
Yes.
So I was asking where he was. I told them the truth. He comes, opens, and goes.
Yes.
And then in the evening, he comes and closes.
Okay.
So they asked me, how can we prove that? They asked me, you do all the jobs? Yes. How can we prove that you do all the jobs? I told them, the typing that we do, we write our initials at the bottom.
Okay.
So they saw that what I had done.
Had your initials?
Because I had my initials. So they sacked
Wow.
the supervisor who was the sales manager. And then I was made the sales manager in 1968 at the end.
Okay.
After 6 months. And my salary was tripled. 400 to 1,200.
Wow.
So I was a rich man.
You became very rich at a very early age. 1,200.
Very early age.
Okay.
I even bought a car.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Cars were being sold at 5,000 shillings. And you could put a deposit of 1,000, pay the rest.
Yes.
In 6 months. So from there, I worked up to 1969. 1970, I got married. 71, I started my own business.
Yes.
Of import-export.
Okay.
So I went on from that time, I never got employed again. So I did many businesses. I did a shop. I was doing import and export of second-hand clothing and selling them. In 1978, during all those times that I was doing business, I was still an elder in the Presbyterian Church. I was ordained an elder in 1973.
1973?
Yes.
Where?
Kiabu, North Kiabu Presbytery.
North Kiabu Presbytery.
It was then North Kiabu Presbytery. That is when I was ordained an elder.
Okay.
So, and I was doing elder work all the time.
So, in North Kiabu Presbytery, and that is now the current day Gatondo.
Yes.
You were working in Nairobi.
Yes.
Were you staying in Gatondo?
No.
But you could go there for
church.
church.
In Nairobi, and I was traveling to Mangu, Chania Parish, where I was now, every weekend or every other day, as wanted.
Okay.
Fortunately, I had a car, so I could drive back and forth all the time. And because I was self-employed,
yes. Oh, you had the flexibility.
I had no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, now, as you continue to do that, I'm interested to know how a businessman transitioned into ministry. How did you
Yes,
do ministry?
I was interested in the ministry since my youth.
Mm-mm.
I was born of Christian parents.
Mm.
When I was born, my father was one of the elders
Oh, okay.
of the then GMS.
Mm. Okay.
So I got interested.
GMS now Gospel Missionary Society.
Gospel Missionary Society.
Yes.
So I got interested because of the work that my father was doing.
Mm.
And the minister then, who was really traveling. North Kiambu was composed of only 2 parishes, Kamboi and Ngenda.
Yes.
And there was only 1 minister.
Wow. In the 2 parishes?
Yeah. And you can imagine from Kiambu to Chania.
Those are now over 6 presbyteries.
Yes. And so I got very interested, and because my father was an elder, they were friends with the minister then, the late Reverend Samuel Marima.
Okay, now let me take you back a little bit. You talked about GMS.
Yes.
GMS was in Kamboi.
Yes.
Gatundu was also at the GMS?
Ngenda was GMS, and Ngenda was the mission. From Kamboi they went to Ngenda.
I didn't know that.
And our parish was Ngenda. So we were in the center of GMS.
Okay, so at the point of the merger between GMS and PCA,
yes,
was your father still alive?
Yeah, he was an elder. He died recently, 2000.
And he moved from being an elder of GMS and became a member of an elder of the PCA.
Yeah.
Did you notice any any changes or challenges in terms of moving from being a GMS elder to a PCA elder?
I was a young person then, and I didn't notice anything because I was very, very involved in Sunday school, even from my youth. So I cannot say that I noticed anything. There could have been, but I was a small boy. I was a young person. I couldn't notice.
Okay.
But my father was very committed. He was preaching with my mother sometimes because you see the minister could not come all the time. So they were preaching in my church. This is among. And I don't think I noticed anything during the merger.
So now, when you were being ordained as an elder in North Kiambu Presbytery, there were only those 2 parishes.
Only 2 parishes. But then, in 1971, I think, 71, Ngenda was split into 2. Okay. It was split from, Chania was split from Ngenda. So now I was in Chania Parish of the North Kiambu Presbytery. So now there were about 3 parishes or 4.
Okay.
So from then on, I think a lot of subdivisions were made of the larger parish. But when I was ordained, it was Ngenda, Chania, Darugu, and Ngenda, Chania, and Darugu.
Okay. But we don't have any minister who may have been ordained by GMS who is still alive?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because their story would have been interesting to listen to.
Yes.
So, at what point did you join the ordained ministry?
I joined I got to transfer as an elder from North Kiambu to Nairobi.
Okay.
The larger Nairobi. In 1990. So then I was received here in 1991. Now it was Mathare Parish.
Mathare Parish.
Here was Mathare Parish.
Okay.
And the whole of this was Kimbo Outreach. So I was received here in 1991. And then 1992 I was given congregations to chair. There were not very many. There were only Kimbo, Kasarani, and then Kenya Police.
Yes. Kenya Police is now...
Kenya Police is now Kasarani, West.
Oh, Kasarani West.
Yes.
It was Kenya Police?
Yeah, we were in the Kenya Police station there.
Okay.
We were sweeping boters, chupas in the canteen. We were worshiping in the canteen. So we had to go very early to sweep because the previous night it was
a club.
A club. So we had to sweep. And then I went on, that was 1991, 92, 93, end of 93, then I was now transferred from the Kenya Police to come and start a congregation near the railway station, which we called Mukinye.
Okay.
PCA Mukinye. 1994. So I was the first chairman there in 1994. So 1996, there came need, I think for PCA, to ordain old elders,
experienced elders,
yes, to the ministry.
Yes.
And then I was caught in there.
Okay.
So I went to the Pastoral Institute in 1996 end.
Okay.
Then finished in 1997. 1998, I went to Komodai in my practical year. And that is where I was ordained.
Oh, in Komodai?
In Komodai,
so,
1998.
So, when I found you at Kiganjo Police Training College, that was your first...
That was my first parish. My first parish.
And what is this about you and police?
I was...
As an elder, you were in charge of a police congregation.
Yes.
And now after ordination, you became a chaplain at the Kenya Police College in Kiganjo.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Did you ever train or have some basic training?
Before?
No, I mean, did you have any basic training in police work?
We cannot say yes. Because I never went for drills.
Okay.
There's small things that you learn there, marching, answering, saluting.
Okay.
Then those are the only things that we learn.
Was your background as an elder at the Kenya Police congregation a factor in your being posted to Kenya Police College?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. There was a problem, I was told by the then Secretary General. There was a problem and they needed someone. And the then Secretary General, the late Reverend Rukenya, said he has someone, you know. So he called me, and then, in fact, it was very interesting because I was not ordained even then. I was not even licensed. So they ordered the presbytery, Komodai now, to license me and ordain me. And at the beginning of August, I should be police chaplain.
Okay.
So I was ordained, and I was licensed and ordained in the same month.
That's 1999.
1998.
1998.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Oh. Now tell us about your ministry with the Kenya Police at their training college in Kiganjo.
I was posted there in August 1998. And of course, I never trained as a police officer. So it was difficult for me to get used to
the system.
But by and by, I got used to the system. And I think we went on very well with the police officers. I think I was one of the most famous chaplains there.
Yes.
Because I remember that the commissioner could come there and look for Kagiri. And then we would go and talk, and then the commissioner would go. So I got a good experience of the system in the 4 years that I stayed there. And that is the time, I think, in every police station that was there, we had a police officer who was saved,
Okay.
who confessed salvation. I baptized so many
The police officer.
in the swimming pool there
Okay.
during Moi's time. And I was happy. Until then, because there wasn't very much. When you get used, then it doesn't. There's not very much.
Okay.
Because you go to church, you have their occasions where you have to be, and then of course a few funerals as they die. You must go all over
Perform their funeral
performing the funeral services. And so other than that, there wasn't very much.
Okay. So now you are licensed and ordained, and your first quote-unquote parish is Keganjo Police College.
Yes.
In your training, was there anything that ever prepared you for chaplaincy?
No.
So what were the challenges?
But I went along.
You went along. What were the challenges that you found as, trained as a parochial minister, but now you're in chaplaincy? Did you have any challenges?
I didn't have any challenges because one, I didn't have any experience in the parish.
Okay. Yeah.
So my first experience
Was this parish?
was
The police.
Police.
Yeah.
The challenges were that sometimes I have a lot of people. I have ceremonies. I have sacraments like Holy Communion. And then the order that is attached to me from Keganjo Parish then gets late.
Okay. Ah.
And this
is a disciplined force.
Is a different disciplined force. You have to keep time. After service, they are somewhere else. So I had trained 2 young men to help me as evangelist.
So you had your own catechists.
I had my own catechists.
Okay.
So I had to stand and tell the congregation, make them stand in the congregation. You and you, as I serve the Holy Communion, you are my elders now.
Okay.
But after Holy Communion, you are not elders.
Okay.
I had to do it. I had no other choice.
Okay. So after Keganjo, where else did you serve?
After Keganjo, I was posted to Kambui Presbytery, to Kiabururu Parish.
Okay.
That was, I think, 2002, January. That is where I went. And I stayed there for about 4 years.
Yeah.
I subdivided Kiambururu into Kiambururu and Kanjai parishes.
Wow, okay.
Yes. And then from Kiambururu, I was posted to Dagoretti.
Mirimani.
Mirimani.
Okay.
It was the larger Mirimani now. Mirimani, I stayed also for about 4 years. Then I was posted in 2010. From January, I was posted to Vika Presbytery to work in Kigio. And in Kigio 2010, I retired in December. So I worked only 1 year in Kigio and retired.
You were transferred 1 year to your retirement?
1 year to my retirement.
Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. You had just come in.
Yeah.
You have been inducted, and then the induction committee now starts preparing for your retirement.
For my retirement.
How much apart was the induction and the retirement?
I think I was inducted in March, and then my retirement was in November. No, December. My retirement was in December 2010.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So you retired in 2010. So how did you prepare yourself for retirement?
I came to the ministry as an old man.
Yeah.
I was already over 50 when I came to the ministry.
Okay.
So I had my own property all over.
Yeah, you are a businessman.
I was a businessman. I had invested in various places. Even where I am now, I bought that time, and I had built myself a home, and so it was not a problem because many problems that ministers find when they start the ministry as young people, me, I didn't find.
Yes.
Because I was already as an established businessman.
And you were independent.
And I was independent.
Okay.
So I had my own things, my own properties. Yeah.
So at age 50,
Yes.
as you say, what really prompted you to join the ministry?
Right from my youth, I wanted to join the ministry.
Okay.
But when I did my Cambridge school certificate, I wanted to join the ministry then.
Okay.
Because my father was already an elder. But you know, the politics of PCA sometimes can hurt.
Yeah, I know.
So the elders, my father's colleagues, who were younger elders, told me that I am not fit.
So you are never recommended beyond the parish level?
No. And I got very angry. And I hated the ministry from that time. Although I was an elder, I didn't want to hear that I can go. Many people had approached me later to join the ministry, but I refused. But this time when I came here to Kimbo, there came an opportunity, and then all elders. I was the oldest elder.
Or in your class?
No, in the outreach.
Okay.
And in the parish actually.
Oh, okay.
The oldest, the elders in my outreach, Kimbo, pushed me. He told me, "This job is for you.
Yeah.
Go." So I was still an elder, and I thought, yeah,
And
I think I can try.
And you pride.
I went. I applied. I was interviewed here, the presbytery by the presbytery minister. The presbytery moderator then was Jesse.
Okay.
Yes,
I know. Yeah, when he was in Bahati.
In Bahati. Then I passed.
Okay.
When I went to Pastoral Institute, I did the written exam. That time I had already done TEE. So I passed everything.
Yes, okay.
And then the moderator then was the late Reverend Mwindi.
Yes, okay.
I had known Mwindi for a long time. As you hear, I was ordained a long time ago.
Yes,
So when I went into the interview, all of them knew me.
Oh, okay.
All of them. In fact, I was not asked any question except that now, Kagiri, why do you want to come to the ministry? The then late Women's Guild Secretary, Waithiru, I had met her in Mozambique one time doing my business. Then she asked me, "Kagiri, you think the money you give me in Mozambique when I met you think for lunch only, you think you are coming to get that kind of money here?" But I'm not coming for money. It's a call. I'm not coming for money. That was the only question I was asked.
Oh, okay.
Then I was told to go. We'll call you. Then I was called.
So now, let's see about this. What do you do during your retirement on a daily basis? During
my retirement, I farm.
Okay.
I have a farm in Komarok, and I also farm in my home area, my original home area. So I do farming. Of course, I had built a few rental houses, so I get some little money from rent.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm okay.
So the businessman in you continued even through the ministry to retirement.
Even after the ministry.
Okay. So what specifically do you deal with in farming? If I were to ask any
I just
special,
plant the normal things.
the normal things.
The normal maize, crop,
Okay.
beans, vegetables. That's all I do.
You do that commercially or just for?
No, just for sustenance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then you're comfortable in your retirement.
I'm quite comfortable. I have no problem.
So, how did you find the difference between chaplaincy and parochial ministry? Did you have challenges going into parochial ministry after chaplaincy?
No, I think my preparation as an elder, an old elder, I had mingled with many ministers. Many ministers had come to my former parishes, and I was always a friend of the ministers.
Yes.
Right from the beginning. And I envied them.
Yes.
You know. So actually, I never had any problem in my ministry.
In transitioning to parochial ministry.
Transition to the parish, parochial one. Of course, the normal problems that then were there, you know, the normal problems for ministers, you know. But because I accept the police, I have always come from my house.
Oh, okay.
It was only in Yeri where I stayed. I had a minister's house there.
Because it was far.
Of the distance.
Yes.
Even when I was in the practical year, I was coming from my house.
Oh, okay.
Even during my practical year. And then all the years, I was coming from my house.
Okay.
So I go to the parish, do my work there in the evening after sometimes visiting district and finishing around 7 or 8, then I go back home.
Okay.
So I have not, other than the normal small problems that every minister finds.
Okay.
I don't think I had any major
challenge. So now, having experienced life in ministry as a chaplain, and you're immersed into chaplaincy soon after you enter into ministry and ordination, is this something that maybe you would like to advise the church to do in terms of preparing a minister for chaplaincy, especially the chaplaincy in the disciplined forces? Because you are just posted there, and the only interaction is when you are in a church order with in a police church.
I think yes. I think the church should prepare ministers for chaplaincy. Because chaplaincy is a discipline by itself.
Yes.
And sometimes it depends on individuals, individual ministers, how you handle things. But I think because it is a separate ministry of chaplaincy, it is my wish that the church should be able to train chaplains before they are posted to where they are supposed to work.
Okay.
I think that is my comment on the challenge.
Yes.
Because although now it's a long time ago, it's over 20 years.
Yes, I know.
When I was there. But even how to handle these people is a challenge to many. It's a challenge to many. I stayed there for 4 years, over 4 years, and I had no problem myself. I interacted well. Of course, I did my work as trained as a minister. And but things have changed. People who ask questions.
Yes.
And the minister should be well equipped as a chaplain.
Yes.
When he is posted to be a chaplain. And I think he should also be well knowledgeable. He should be knowledgeable about
the institution.
The institution.
And the department.
Yes. I learned from the job there.
Yes.
How to talk to them. I was involved even in some training, some courses. I was very involved. But I was learning from the job.
Yes.
You know.
So do you think the church should uphold the concept of a call into chaplaincy specifically? And if you are called as a chaplain, you remain as a chaplain instead of moving from chaplaincy to parochial ministry?
I think that's it. I think you have hit the nail on the head. Because I believe there are ministers who specifically are called to be chaplains.
Yes.
And I think that is the best. I think our church looks somehow disorganized. They disorganize the ministers.
Yes.
Because ministers normally are not posted where they are qualified enough.
Yes.
To work.
Okay.
And I think if it is possible, chaplains should be people who are called to do the job.
Yes.
And then they are given that opportunity.
I think right now they are training people from their different departments and people who will continue with chaplaincy wherever they are.
Yes.
So it could be better, but we need to improve on that.
Could be better. They are trained. I was involved in introducing some of the police officers who finally became ministers.
Okay.
And some are going on, and others are still ministers, but chaplains in the police even now.
Okay.
And,
that is good.
And I'm very proud of that. Yes.
So now, with your experience in ministry and preparation for retirement, and now in retirement, what would you like to tell the active ministers like me who are yet to retire?
Yeah, one of the areas that I would like to comment is to tell the young ministers who have not retired is that they must know that they will retire. They will retire.
Yes.
They are not going to stay there for a long time.
Yes.
Every day they approach retirement age, and they should prepare themselves for retirement. And one of the areas where I think they should prepare themselves very much is to honor the retired ministers in their parishes and in their presbyteries. Because some think that they will never retire. And they mistreat
the retired ministers.
The retired ministers. That is my advice. Don't mistreat the retired ministers.
You'll be there soon.
You'll be there soon. Where you are, I was.
Yes.
And where I am, you are coming.
Okay.
So that is the only one thing I have heard from several retired ministers.
Yes.
That some ministers, not all, some ministers who are active think that they behave like they will never retire. So they mistreat the retired ministers in one way or the other. They don't give them opportunity to even serve in their parishes, which is not very good.
Yeah, you are right.
I know there are some retired ministers who also undermine
the active ministers.
But they should also not undermine the active ministers because their time is up. They were there. What is this that they are going to do when they are retired that they did not do
when they were active? But anyway, I think what we need to agree is the fact that retired ministers and active ministers working together is very good for the church.
Very good for the church.
And retired ministers actually supplement what we are doing in the parish. So that where I cannot be able to do the things I may not be able to accomplish, I can always utilize a retired minister for the sake of the ministry. So thank you, Reverend Kagiri, for your time. It's nice sharing with you. I used to admire you when you were chaplain and I was your presbytery clerk. So, and thank you for even inviting me to preach at Keganjo Police College when you were chaplain there. So viewers, thank you for listening to the conversation with Reverend Timothy Kagiri. See you in the next episode of The Regents, and please subscribe so that you can get more of these episodes. May the Lord bless you and be with you. Thank you.